Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the VR League. We are getting into our next match now. It's now a best of 5 between Team Gravity and Aftershock. We've already claimed one spot going into the main event at Oculus Connect 5. And we have one more spot left to give away, and it's going to be going to one of these two teams. So let's get directly into it. The action, as you can tell, has already started. We're 30 seconds into it. We've got Gravity approaching a goal opportunity, and they're going to take it. Will be VR Jersey that'll strike first with a quick two-pointer, putting them ahead.
You know, it took them about 30 seconds of time. Obviously, riding the high off that last game, and they got so close to actually getting themselves through to Oculus Connect 5. But Aftershock, probably happy they're meeting up against Gravity because they did lose 0-2 against Blast earlier on in the bracket. I think in the round before the finals, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is both these teams' last chance. Will Aftershock be able to take it and get through to OC5 to represent Europe? Or will Gravity be able to do it here on their second try? And already off the bat, it looks like looking solid. 2-0. See if they can keep that pace up.
Not a bad start at all. We've got Aftershock trying to push for control on the other side of the arena right now. Toriel Blad currently with possession. He's got pass opportunities presenting themselves to his teammate, though, so he's going to send it over to Maddie, up now to his other teammate, potentially into the goal in a second here, but no, directly stopped by the goalie on Team Gravity. Very well defended there. And while they do try to follow it up with a pickup once again, it will not work out. We are going to see the disc cleared by Gravity over to the other side.
VR Jersey again, with an opportunity to potentially go for a score here. Goes for the 2-point, though. But either way, they're still going to maintain this lead now, 4-0. And they're starting to chip away at Aftershock. Maybe Aftershock just a little bit cold at the moment, because obviously they had to wait for this last game to finish. So they've had some time to really, you know, figure things out. And unfortunately, just kind of like cool down. You know, hopefully they tried it. I think as we saw, I think Tutorial bot in chat during the game, so they obviously weren't really warming up or just try to stay warm between the last match and this one. But in a best of 5, you're going to get warmed up no matter what. Let's see if Aftershock now with control again can well, maybe get their first goal here of the series.
So the launch is out. Maddie starts us off by picking up the disc, sends it quickly over to Tutorial Bot. The miss, however, as they try to pass it towards Slyn, he's unable to pick it back up, so he's got to wrap around really quickly. Thankfully, they still maintain that possession. And again, loose as Maddie will be picking it up. See where he takes it from here. Send it back the field a little bit. Safe pass towards Slyn. Now forward to Tutorial Bot, who is going to be able to successfully put forward the actual goal, putting Aftershock onto the board, and now only one more goal away from tying us up.
Problem is, though, they're not going to have control of the disc off the get-go. So it's going to be a little bit rough for them, since every time Gravity's attacked, they've been actually able to successfully score points.
So launch, here we go. There's Aftershock making their way out of the gates. Gravity as well. It's going to be moving in with possession to start things off. Viatrex holding it right now. Unfortunately, he's only got one teammate that far up the field. They're very split up, actually. Somehow they get that pass off and a follow-up goal. Don't know how they managed to get that past Aftershock, considering the setup they had a few months before that diverged. Only one defender, I think, was actually left near the goal. Maybe a second one. And because of that, that long pass is successfully sent over to the member of Gravity, who will eventually score it and secure an additional 2 points for them, now giving them their lead back and in convincing fashion by over 1 goal's reach now over their opponents, which is always a pretty big deal to achieve that.
Yeah, it looks like, again, like their third time attacking, they're going to be successful. And Aftershock, the defense isn't there. Are we going to see it be there at all within the series? Then again, I can't really judge a series by the first match because we thought Blast, or at least I thought Blast was going to just absolutely take that a 3-0 fashion. And yeah, Gravity are able to really rise to the occasion. Now Slyn trying to come up the left-hand side. He's going to pass it off towards the opposite end where Maddie will be there waiting. He's got a defender in his face, but he's got Torabot towards the low-hand ground off the backboard. And actually it looks like it was a pass at the end over to Slyn as he does get the 2 points.
So now we're just kind of going back and forth between the two teams, each of them scoring 2-pointers. After every goal is picked up, it seems. But right now, with Team Gravity scoring their most recent one, they've got the edge over Aftershock here. Although we are in a back-and-forth process, Aftershock need to try and find a way to get this out of Gravity's hands on launch and take one for themselves.
It's not a big deal for them, at least. Because there's still a ton of time to work. It's going to take a lot of effort for them to stop Gravity from scoring another time. But at least keep it within a 2-point game, right? So it's never really out of their hands here. But the one-on-one comes in with Viatrex, and he's going to get a relatively easy score there. And we'll take them now up 8-4. It just seems like there's no defense out of both teams. Just all about that offense.
Yeah, pretty much directly so. And it's unfortunately come back to bite against Aftershock's favor. Because like I said, we were trading back and forth. When that is really no longer the case now. It seems like it's just Gravity picking up all these additional goals. Especially if this one goes unresponded to. If Aftershock and another one to bring it up to 6, okay. Still a good chance for them, but if Gravity just start racking up points after this one, that unfortunately Aftershock will have kind of lost the plot, and they're going to have to take a second to regroup and hopefully focus up a little bit more on defense.
It's the downside is that, yeah, both teams have been scoring, but Gravity scored twice before you scored first. So you're always going to be down those 2 points if you keep this pace up. You need something to break this chain of events that continue to happen. That was a really good defensive position. Aftershock there picks up the disc, gets the clear as well. So it launched really far to the enemy side. You can see they're able to throw one player there, extra deep, but unfortunately he's not able to get the disc himself. And with that clear coming through, it actually gives a chance now for Aftershock to get here and potentially pull off a score if they can get the right position. But no, they overshoot it yet again. They might be able to pick it up here, but the opportunity to score off of that window has just been completely shut.
Toriel Bot trying to sneak past this defensive setup here. It's been set up by Gravity. Instead gets the pass over to Maddie. Maddie, unfortunately, is not going to be able to hold it for that long, though. It's a loose disc sent way past the midway point. Gravity racing over towards it. They are going to be able to pick it back up. It will not be an open scoring opportunity to present it to them. However, Aftershock are going to be here ready to defend it and as well steal it directly out of the hands of Gravity. Maddie gets the interception, sends it back the other way. Now picks it up at the midfield as well. Slin's going to take it, tries to go for a backboard shot. Will be a little bit off of its mark, however. Will also now be retrieved by Gravity, specifically Aftershock, who's going to use Viatrex to send it forward. Viatrex will pick it up at the halfway point, over to Aftershock, who then immediately flings it into the goal to secure 11 points now for Team Gravity over still just 4 from Aftershock.
That's really nice because they threw it off the island in a specific way that Viatrex was able to pick it back up while Aftershock just continues to boost past him to get himself even closer to that goal. Like I said, 11-4. Gravity are starting to run away with this. This was Aftershock's start, too. This was them with the control of the disc off the get-go, and they weren't able to turn that into points. With this lead they now have of 7 points, we haven't really been able to see Aftershock string back-to-back goals, or back-to-back goals, period. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back with only a minute 15 left to go here now, Blue.
Well, the launch is out, and Team Gravity having a little bit of trouble controlling their own launch there, it seems, as they go right past the disc. Thankfully, Gravity get a nice clear, and that's going to justify their means. It's not like they just take this train of 2 players over to the other side. Unfortunately, they won't be able to grab it on Aftershock's side of the arena, though. It gets sent right back the other way, and Aftershock is probably going to return it just as quickly, which explains why we've got that big tussle of players. They're expecting it to come back this direction, so nobody wants to really overcommit.
We just take his time. Again, like 40 seconds left.
Yep.
Like, literally every second that ticks by makes it that much more difficult for Aftershock to come back. And I think even at this rate, with just 40 seconds left, as long as Gravity don't give them the disc on, us. Oh, I can't think of the word. What's the word, Blue? We do it time and time again. Consecutive possessions. There we go. I got there eventually. Then there's no chance. And especially with that goal coming through, Aftershock can't come back. They're down by 9.
Yeah, less than 30 seconds as well for Aftershock to now make up the difference as they've been scored on once again. Gravity have pushed an advantage too far into their favor. And with that, we'll be able to take first round unless something crazy happens here in the next 25 seconds from Aftershock's perspective. But I think it's safe once again to call at this point that Gravity will be the winners of this match. They are going to go up 1-0 overall in the series. 2 more wins away now from securing themselves the spot at OC5 and killing the dreams of Aftershock.
Let's see. Pass can be fluffed, and again, not really going to matter much in the end. Not going to judge them anymore when there was like sub 30, 40 seconds left, just because of the score differential. There's no chance that Aftershock come back. So now they need to look forward to the second round and what to do differently. And obviously putting up, I think, a better defense would be a good start here. They've had, a couple of good blocks here or there, like there. That was a good block by Slin, but it just came too late. 13-4. You have to hope to change things up into round 2.
Round 2 is going to be starting in just a moment, folks. So do stick around here. We just have to have the players reset things really quickly, and we'll be continuing on with it. But Gravity push ahead. They take the edge, and now the advantage going into the second round in just a moment.
I actually like watching that a lot more than seeing our ugly faces on camera, at least my ugly face on camera. Obviously just starting things up and getting everything ready to go for our round 2. And Gravity are now 2 rounds away from getting themselves through to Oculus Connect 5. Aftershock, they got to come back big. They really do, Blue. And I don't know if I mean, again, I can't really judge it too harshly off the first round, but they definitely need to figure things out because what they were doing there previously, it didn't work. It wasn't even close to working.
So getting into our next round. There we go. There's the reset I think that we were looking for. It took us a second to get things going, but I think we're good now. Yeah, here's the launch.
I don't actually know who has the stronger joust. I almost want to say Gravity, but it looks like it actually be Aftershock by a large margin.
So Aftershock win. Okay, did they get the interception back? I was gonna say Aftershock win, but Gravity like pulls a number on them real quick and steals it out of their hands. But thankfully they get it back under their possession pretty quickly, and now they're gonna try to make a run for an early goal. They've already knocked out the original goalie, but Aftershock floats through the goal mark to stop the disc on the other side before returning it back to mid.
That's a good initial punch because Aftershock actually missed the pickup when the disc was heading to him originally. They get a nice punch off to him, but unfortunately, it just took him a little bit too long to recover this themselves and then go for the shot because he was, like you said, able to float through his own goal and come in through the backside or to the backside to actually protect points being added onto the board for Aftershock. But they're not done just yet. Gravity with 3 members, though, able to get the clear. Not as successful as I think they were hoping for, but does actually get a good bounce back to him towards Aftershock. He's able to get a second throw at it, hits another island, and just keeps it bouncing up and up and up.
Back and forth in this case, it would seem. 1 minute already going by with no one even really getting close to a goal, unfortunately. Nice steal happening here from Tutorial Bot. Gets rid of an opponent in the process. Quick toss up to Slin. Slin making a move for the goal. Tries to go right for it. It's a miss. Maddie will retrieve it on the rebound. It's going to go in once again, now in the hands of Tutorial Bot. Back to Maddie for a moment here as he's going to try to score, but no, he's lost himself. He's been stunned out, and now Viatrex is going to take it, send it right back through mid again. Look at how quickly Aftershock are racing through to take that. Won't matter, though, when Team Gravity has a more accurate push. They get the disc first, and they're going to be able to move in, and finally, after a minute and a half of action, secure themselves the opening goal of the round.
That's like a lot of time, but I mean, even though Gravity did score in the end, it seemed like Aftershock did a good job of being able to be more of a formidable force and not allowing Gravity to get free reign over the round. I have to give him credit for that one. Again, I like their joust. I like how fast they got there, but I still don't even know how Gravity stole that one away, Blue. That was just, it was just kind of awkward, actually, because they got control and then they show up like half a second later and like get the punch and get the disc. And then they lose it themselves. So I guess a little bit of sloppy play from both teams.
Sloppy start in general there, but it works out now to give Team Gravity the advantage. Now they're going to have to try and maintain that as Aftershock has immediately moved in to try to rescore this themselves and tie it up. They've got a good surrounding area about the goal here, and in fact, they are going to be able to put that goal together. They have to kind of overwhelm it, but it gets the job done. Maddie will be the one to actually sink it and tie us up now at 2-2.
Kind of odd considering the first goal came in a minute and a half in, well, minute 29 seconds in. And then Aftershock were able to do it the next 22. Well done by them to keep their composure, I think most importantly. And that's what we want to see out of a team that's going to be going to Oculus Connect 5, especially to represent your own region. As we've been mentioning throughout the show, throughout the entirety of today, Blue, we still have North America to come up next. We'll be jumping in wherever they are in their brackets. And we'll be covering that one all the way through the grand finals as well. Or we'll be jumping out of this one after this match and not cover the grand finals of Europe.
Just bouncing around the members of Team Gravity here a little bit, although it's going to be interrupted as one player is unable to pick up their disc, and well, 2 players from Aftershock actually mess themselves up as they shoot directly instead of the launch tube. Remember, they can access it, the team's color can access it, but their opponents cannot. So it's easy to overshoot. In that case, give over possession to your opponent as Aftershock is going to float right up to the goal to secure himself the second goal of the match now. As
Patrick's doing with Aftershock.
He's having a good old time there.
You just grabbed him and used him like an island. It was just bouncing around. I would love to see that like in real life, just him doing that in real life to him.
It'd be a little bit harder to pull off.
Yeah.
Physics would get in the way of that a bit.
Just, find somewhere zero gravity.
Find one of those like indoor skydiving places.
Well, that's not zero gravity.
It's the closest you're gonna get on Earth.
No.
It's not. No, I know.
There's closer.
What?
Because I visited the NASA Space Center in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And they have like a rig designed to help you experience zero gravity. It's obviously not perfect, but it's close enough, like closest to it. Because indoor skydiving, you're still not moving. Like, you don't float. You can move your body so you float, but you don't float.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just falling in a controlled space.
Yeah. Well, then what's the... Is it the, like, the plane dive thing? That's zero gravity, isn't it?
Yeah, but only for, like, was it, like 3? Or no, like...
It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
Because it's just a controlled dive of an airplane. So,
yeah.
Well, so good work being done by Aftershock.
I don't know why we went off tangent there.
Very interesting conversation about zero gravity. But Aftershock again, it's like great passes that seem to be the key for them as they just run the disc around themselves as they inch closer to the goal. Gravity were good at stopping them previously, but that time once again just couldn't be stopped in that case. So they're able to secure the 2-pointer very easily for themselves. And this time as well, stopping an early push from Gravity is going to keep the pressure off them for at least a moment. Maybe not so much, though, as Affentair, with only a moment to spare, grabs the disc, flings it in, is stunned out the second he releases that disc, but it is enough to secure the goal and push Team Gravity ahead at 7-4 now.
What was that shot? That was like very reminiscent of their match versus Eclipse at the Invitational. That was, I don't know, that was really well done. The high pressure situation he was under, the fact he was able to make a 3-pointer as well, and Aftershock getting a little bit aggressive with their defense. Really well done, and not to mention it might even net them another round from the board and take it to a match point. Minute 54 left. Aftershock still have a chance to come back from this, but that's going to be a big hit in the, you know, the morale for them.
That's Slyn taking up possession to start. It's over to his friend across the arena next, and back to him to try and score. Two of them are going to move in together, but no! Out of the back, Viatrex moves in and takes it away instead, and they're now going to start working the other direction.
Maddie came in, punched Affentair, so they actually have an open shot on the goal, but the problem is the guy who was carrying the disc got punched up too at the same time, so they didn't have the opportunity to go for a shot. Pass back to Affentair, he's looking for another couple points on the board, and he's going to get it to the lower hand side. 9-4, and Gravity are not running away with this.
Nicely done by Gravity. Not only having to deal with the back and forth of points being scored anymore, they themselves are now scored 2 in a row, if memory serves me correctly. And with that, are going to be able to establish a 5-point lead over their opponents, which is at least 2 goals. They're going to have to now try and work back from. Technically could be about 1.5 if they get 3-pointers.
Well, there's no half goals.
It's hard to describe the lead when there's multiple variations of points you can score.
It's true.
I'll just leave the point with that, I guess.
You could probably use calculus to figure that out.
We actually probably could, but we're not going to go. We've exhausted that topic to its very bitter end. So.
Oh, good steal again out of Jersey. Right place, right time.
Very much so, but unfortunately it's not going to mean much at the end of the day. Aftershock still maintains the possession. A pass on the roof, sends it to Maddie. No opportunity to score right there. He's going to float down a bit, over to Slyn, and Slyn will be the one to send it in and secure finally another 2-pointer here for Aftershock, putting them up to 6. Another 3-pointer will tie it up.
52 seconds. Aftershock getting another couple points on the board here. Gravity with control, though. Again, I wonder, are they going to try to stall this one out? I think Gravity hasn't been that type of team, though. I don't think they're the type of team to just drag out the clock as best they can. I think they want to score, and they want to score again. They want to keep the pressure on Aftershock. They want to keep them playing defensive and not aggressive and offensive. There we go. Starting with the disc. Affentair will pick it up. And just floating across. Again, no need to pass. No need to make any movements or any potential mistakes.
He gets a successful pass over to VR Jersey. He's going to float right in. He's got the 1v1. Goalie's got to stop him, but no, it's the underhand from VR Jersey that allows him to secure the goal and push the lead even further into the advantage of Team Gravity, now at 11-6.
That was dirty, too, because he actually baited in the goalie, made him come to him, and then went directly under him, where it's obviously extremely hard to put your hands down there in time and block.
So into what will more than likely become the last volley between the two teams, at least for this round. 36 seconds left. Aftershock are going to be starting off with possession. But even if they score, they now need, I think, about... technically, they could do it in 2 if they get 2 3-pointers. But the odds of getting 2 3-pointers now is going to be very, very low indeed. But we'll still hold our breath and see if they can piece it together. Because otherwise, this one will very much go the way of Team Gravity. And I think
that's it right there.
The first 15 seconds gone by, and that clear, it's all but assured. So Gravity will be able to push ahead now at 2-0 over Aftershock. 1 more round, and they will secure themselves the slot at OC5 and move on to the grand finals to play for seeding Gets their opponent up there.
Yep, Blaster waiting for that rematch potentially. Or will they get another rematch against Aftershock? Because they did play Aftershock as well in the winner bracket semifinals.
That's very true.
Rematch nonetheless.
Could see some of the stats on the screen. Anything important?
That was 8. Was that Eagle Eye for Maddie? 8 passes. Quick reflexes for Slin. That's pretty cool.
All right.
I mean, it's more than we got on the screen there, I guess, or an easier way to look at them.
Those stats are always fun though. The ones that are on the actual scoreboard.
Let's see, like the most trash talking, just, you know, stat.
How would you track that? Just have a guy in the match.
How often you point to the other person.
Just have toxicity points.
The thing is, like, I would love to have open comms because if I'm in a 1v1 against the goalie and I'm attacking, like, I would talk so much trash to him.
Apparently it was a thing before, but they've like recently switched away from it.
Aww.
Like most players have like gone to private comms recently.
It'd be so great. I'd be like, where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Is that true? Who's that behind you? Just like score on him. Or just fake it. Be like, okay.
You just mess with them, right?
I'd be like, yeah, okay, Vitrix, stun him now. You know, punch him now. And they'd be like, what? And then.
Hey, over here.
Yeah, it'd be great.
See if you get him to like heat of the moment to send a pass to you or something like that. Yeah.
Adds the next level, you know, mind games to it.
So annoying so quickly.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That's probably why everyone's switched now.
You probably have people who like blast music through their, just like to make it really loud so they like freak out.
Apparently Gravity still plays on open comms, according to what someone said in Twitch
that's what
chat.
hearing in chat.
So take that for its value. As Aftershock are going to be picking up the first 2 points. They're going to score first. And again, a pretty quick opening goal, only about 25 seconds needed to score that. So I'll get a quick start to give Aftershock the lead and put Gravity into a possession position.
Now we're to see Gravity for the first time in a long time actually start with the disc on their side. Aftershock, let's see what they do. Are they going to get aggressive again, or are they going to hold off towards the middle with those islands? Yeah, and we'll hold off, and we'll go back over straight to Viatrix, who actually got the disc passed to him now. VR Jersey's got the same kind of problem. But again, because there was no stuns, they're able to get the passes backwards and obviously keep the disc in their own hands. Great pass work. Look at this coming in. Shot's going to come through, and it's going to miss as a great block comes in out of Aftershock, but still, like, the passing's been fantastic out of Gravity.
Absolutely, and they're going to be able to make one more run at it. It's going to be a shorter run, obviously, just a single pass to Affinter, who then secures it. But with only needing another about 20 to 30 seconds there, that's enough for Gravity to now tie us up at 2-2, taking us to the third volley.
You like the word volley?
Yeah.
I've been using it, you know, to describe like each.
Because you can't call it a round, because that's what the rounds are.
Yeah.
Can't call it. There's not really anything else to call it, really.
Possession, no, because possession doesn't work.
And possession could change. I think that's the most fitting word, personally.
Quite proud of myself. I did a thing.
Well, we're getting into the action now. Once again, Gravity originally are going to be able to take it here. Sending it pretty quickly to the other side of the arena as well. It's bouncing around a lot. No one with clear possession just yet, but Aftershock, thankfully, just due to numbers, are going to be able to take it out of the hands of Gravity on their side of the arena and send it flying back the other way.
Get another clear comes through, though. Slin just going to barely miss the disc as he goes, skates past him, but look at that. Gravity are there. There's no one to stop him. They should potentially have a quick shot, but no. Aftershock do a really good job of setting those two players back so fast. Now it's going to be a 2-on-3, but again, the block comes in. Maddie really stepping up for Aftershock. Get the disc back on Team Gravity's side of the arena. Of course, Gravity going to be there yet again to push back up and look for their calculated attack.
VR Jersey has got control for right now. It's sent over to Affinter. Affinter with the pass over towards Viatrix. The problem is he's floating alone right now. If anyone pushes him, he's more likely not going to be able to stop it unless he gets a pass off in time. He's moved in. He's got Affinter set up below him, and Affinter is going to move in off the backboard, but it's a miss. Floats out further into the space. VR Jersey's ready to pick it back up. He's going to get interfered with as well here. Disc is set loose. Slin will take it away from Gravity finally and send it over towards Gravity territory.
Oh, going for the shot too, and makes it. Maddie with 3 points. Aftershock have the lead for the first time. Well, they obviously had at the start of this, but first time in a long time if we look at the course of every round that's happened so far. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Obviously not over just yet, but This is one of the first times we've seen or Aftershock with like the control, the pace of the game.
And really, it's just a matter of whether they can keep it or not, because we've often seen Gravity finding a majority of their points relatively late into the game. They find one or two weaknesses in the defensive setup, and they're able to breach past it to score multiple times. That's what we've seen happen really in the last 2 rounds so far, which has given them more serious advantages over Aftershock, and it kind of pushes away from the close scoreline. But starting off from behind entirely is something that I don't think they're necessarily used to yet. They'll move in, though, quickly scoring the rescore to be able to try and tie things up anyway. But unfortunately, they are going to be 1 more point behind to only scoring a 2-pointer here.
Just sounded so shocked.
Sorry.
For a second.
I hiccuped, but I didn't want to hiccup, so I had to hide it with a breath. Yeah.
The funny thing was, it came in after they scored. It was like, yeah, it was, good rescore by them.
It probably sounded really weird.
Gonna be.
It just sounded like a really random deep breath.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
They're actually taking the oxygen out of the studio.
It's better than randomly interrupting my speech to the mute button, I suppose. So.
Why are you looking at me like I've done that?
I'm just looking at you. I'm just talking to you.
I am handsome.
You're 3 feet to my left. Sorry.
Do you think that's 3 feet?
Sorry, that's more like 10 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. thought it was meters.
You should have just said meters. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't know the size of a meter, so I'll just go with it. Or kilometer. You could say it was 3 kilometers. Be like, yeah, sounds about right. But also sounds about right. Viatrix scored another 2 points on the board here from behind. Good passing yet again. Gravity really showing the mastery of that, I'd say.
The prophecy is coming true once again for Team Gravity. Is once more they are scoring a majority of their points in the later half of the game. With that, I've been able to take the lead away now from Aftershock. Again, similarly to the last volley, though, they are going to start off with possession. So they've still got a chance to make this run and score right back again. Let's see if they're going to be able to do it. Gates will open up in 5 seconds. And we'll more than likely see Gravity get pretty aggressive shooting across the arena. There we go. They're out. Try to meet their opponents kind of at the halfway point here. Steal the disc if they can. Going to be unsuccessful in trying to do that, though. Slin gets rid of it, sends it over to Tutorial Bot. It's back to Slin. Slin's going to have someone on him in a moment here. In fact, he does get stunned out, but he got the pass off to Maddie beforehand. So they are closing the gap, getting closer and closer to the goal line here. Tutorial Bot is within inches reach of it right now, but can't make an attempt. Starts passing it around. Slin will be the one to secure it instead as Aftershock strike back. A little under a minute and a half remaining, and they've got a 1-point lead over Team Gravity, and they have to win this round. Otherwise, Gravity will take a 3-0 sweep, pushing them into the grand finals, and more importantly, onto OC5.
Exactly. Aftershock, this is their last chance. They have to come up big here if they want to keep their hopes alive. And Gravity, I mean, they've got a ton of time to work with. They got the disc in their side of the arena. Pretty much every ball is in their court now, but can they get the goal when they need it? And we've seen them, be very successful when they actually go for the attacks, when they don't get disrupted, when Aftershock don't get aggressive and catch them off, when they're trying to go for these passes or trying to set up a shot. You see now they're trying to be aggressive here with the 2 players, but they get a double stun up. You can see Slin trying to hurry back. Well, I think it's Turbot is just dueling with VR jersey. After goes for a shot off the backboard, he's going to miss. Gets the follow-up, though. Gets the rebound and the shot. And in about 18 seconds' time, they do take the lead yet again here at 8-7.
It's turning into one of our other matches. I think it was the last match we had, actually, where it came down to the wire. Came down to the last, 40 seconds or so. And basically just came down to, who could score the last. Because it was at the same exact point where one team had a 1-point advantage. And with them just trading out 2-pointers, the lead continued to bounce back and forth, I think 2 or 3 times until the end. And we've got a very similar situation happening here. Gravity, though, the leading team of the series, does have the advantage. So if they can maintain at this point, they've got the series.
Let's see. I mean, a minute's a long time to maintain that 1-point lead, especially when Aftershock's been able to score relatively well, relatively easily. As long as they get Aftershock disrupted, you can see, again, Gravity trying to keep the pretty much man-to-man defense, and Slin just doesn't see where the disc is coming, I guess. So it was thrown in a really odd angle. It's going to get cleared out now. 45 seconds left to go. Oh, I was going to say, don't tell me that's going to go in randomly.
The force field stops that height pretty quickly there.
I feel like it should be similar to pool. If you didn't intentionally shoot it to make it, then it's a scratch, Then you shouldn't count it.
It'd be a bit hard to, make that a mechanic in a game like this.
Honor system.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or there's a minimum, if it's a maximum of 5 bounces before it becomes a null shot.
Inert or something like that.
Like a what?
Inert.
Okay, we'll get back to what that is because 15 seconds left. Gravity still have the lead, and Aftershock, they need to get the disc. They need to actually have a shot here, or their hopes and dreams of going to OC5 are going to be are gone. But Tortorba overshoots the disc. He's going to be all alone. Finally, Team Gravity's able to get back here. Time. It's just one person too, and Viatrix gets the block. And you know what? That block just saved them and got them through now to Oculus Connect 5.
Viatrix becomes the hero of the day as he maintains the status quo, maintains the 8-7 scoreline at the end of the third round, giving them a clean sweep 3-0 to qualify them for Oculus Connect 5. Congratulations, by the way, as well as push them onwards into the grand finals.
Just love your hand motions there because they just really got me into it. They did it. They got it. They've done it all.
Feeling it.
And now they're going to OC5, but they still have one more match to go. They still have to play up against Blast another time to determine seeding, as we mentioned throughout these last couple of games. And unfortunately, we don't get to cover those because we'll move on to North America.
That's very true, guys. So the North American matches are going to be coming up in just a little bit here. We do have to go to a break very quickly to figure out where exactly our North American matches are and which one we might be able to jump into. But do stick with us. And I'm going to say about 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to be returning with more action as we switch over to the North American qualifiers now for Echo Arena. Oh, and be sure as well, before we go, one more note. Sure to take
that back.
DJ Nike, I believe, is his link on Twitch, where he is going to be streaming the European Grand Finals. If you guys don't care for the North American action and you want to see the conclusion, be sure to go head over to DJ Nike's channel as he is going to be covering it. But for us, stick with us for the North American action as we're going to be right back.